مرحبا، أنا اسمي محمد وأنا صار لي بالسويد سنة ونص وهي هي حياتي. مرحبا، أنا عارف وهاي هي حياتي.
They come from Syria and had a life like ours. They went to school every day, lived with their whole families, and most importantly, they could feel safe. Now, their home country has become a war field.
The Syrian civil war is an ongoing conflict between authorities led by Bashar al-Assad's Ba'ath regime and several opposition groups. Several states also support specific groups, like Russia and Iran support the Assad's regime, while the United States and allies such as France, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia assist some of the opposition groups. This civil conflict has resulted in a critical humanitarian situation. Over half of the Syrian population has escaped to neighboring countries such as Jordan, Lebanon, Turkey and Iraq or onto Europe.
Alltså, ni säger nyheterna, så hela Aleppo, det finns ingenting kvar. Hela Aleppo är bombad och man kan inte leva där.
People from different parts of the world are forced to leave their homes because of current situations that affect civil citizens. In countries like Syria, the existence of the war is the factor that results with the critical situation. To Sweden, thousands of people come to seek asylum. This is a diagram which shows the total asylum applicants in 2013, 14, 15, 16 and 17. And as you can see in the diagram, especially 2015 were a year when the number of applicants escalated.
Many people are fleeing from their homelands to Europe. By 2015, more than 1 million people came across the Mediterranean, compared to 219,000 the year before. The EU has failed to find a common strategy, and some countries have completely ceased to apply the Schengen Agreement or the Dublin regulation for asylum seekers. As we can see, the situation is unattainable, and in the long run, cohesion within the EU will be even more effective.
Mohammed lived in Aleppo with his family when the war started. The only way to continue their lives was to escape. His father went to Sweden before the family. Mohammed, his mother, and his 5 siblings took a bus to Turkey because they couldn't live in Aleppo anymore. Mohammed described the life in Turkey as very bad, and it was a really rough time for the family. The Turks had different opinions about them living there. Some thought they should go back to Syria to support their home.
Vi lämnade vårt land och vi måste gå tillbaka till vårt land för att försvara och kriga.
After a while, they went after their father to Sweden. Mohammed mentioned that during this time period, and during his first time in Sweden as well, he couldn't get back the motivation to keep going and start a new happy life.
Jag kan inte fortsätta mitt liv. Jag kan inte börja i skolan igen. Jag var 3 år utan skolan, eller 3,5 år utan skolan. Så jag tänkte det är lite svårt. Nej, det är omöjligt att fortsätta mitt liv som vanligt. Alltså kriget, allt som hände. Jag förlorade många av mina kompisar och det var inte lätt alls att börja igen.
Arif lived a normal life with his family in Syria. He went to school, and before the war everything in his life was under control. His mother did not allow Arif to escape by himself at first because of all the risks with the trip. Eventually, Arif convinced his mother to let him escape, and he went to Turkey, where his sister already lived with her childhood. Arif took the illegal and hard road because he couldn't get in by the country border. When he was in Turkey with his sister, they decided to keep going together. So they talked to a smuggler who was supposed to take them by a boat to Serbia. So in that situation, they were very nervous because they had to trust a stranger with a large amount of money that could have easily fooled them. So they took the boat, and it took around 3 hours, and the journey was much easier from Serbia to Sweden. So his parents are still in Syria, and they are not allowed to come to Sweden, which he described.
If you look back in time, you can clearly see that immigration is not something new. People have always found reasons to leave from Europe. For example, during the 19th century, it was very common for Swedes and other Europeans to leave their homes for America. In the book, The Immigrants, we can read about a family that leaves for America because of a lot of different reasons. Instead of leaving your country because of wars and such, they left the country because of bad harvest, poverty and poor living conditions for their children and for themselves. The parents felt like they couldn't provide for their children and for their family in Sweden, and therefore they took the opportunity to travel to America.
There are a lot of different reasons to leave your home country, but there are also a lot of reasons that will make you want to stay. In some cases, you don't have any choice but to leave your home. War, poverty and starvation have all shaped the world to a place where most people cannot feel safe and have the ability to live the life they want to live. Some parts of Africa and of the Middle East are especially exposed to these issues, as in these areas the emigration is most common. The war in Syria has more or less forced people to flee from their homes. Most of the immigrants used to try and make their way to Europe, especially to Germany and Sweden. Europe is the preferred destination due to its reputation. It's known for its high standard of living and education.
The different reasons for you to decide to stay or leave your home country are often called push and pull factors. The push factors are the reasons that lead you to leaving your home, for example, war. The pull factors are often from another country that makes you want to live there instead of your home country, for example, better education and better standards.
Min mamma vill lämna Syrien. Det är jättesvårt. Jag kan inte stanna in. Kolla kriget, kolla vad som händer. Alla dessa svårigheter som vi har just nu. Jag vill förveckla mina drömmar. Men inte i Syrien. Något annat land, vilket land som helst. Jag vill bara leva i fred.
In the year of 2015, more than 60 million people were refugees, and the major reason for that is because of a huge push factor, the war in Syria. Of these 60 million people, 4 million of them emigrated from Syria, and another 7 million are refugees within Syria. These numbers are from 2015. Since then, the number of refugees within Syria has risen to 13.5 million. A lot of the people leaving Syria go to countries nearby, but as mentioned earlier, Europe is a very popular destination.
Då hon visste att det finns inga annan lösning, även om jag ska utsätta mig för fara. För om jag ska gå vägen, hur svårt är vägen? Och man hör att många drunknar i Medelhavet och många hade jättesvårt på vägen till Europa.
It's always difficult coming to a new place, above all if you're from a completely different country. Imagine coming to a new country in an attempt to make a better life for yourself and for your family, and not knowing anything about this new place. Everything is different, their culture, language, and even their way of acting. Therefore, it's very hard fitting in and being integrated into society. Another challenge that a large portion of immigrants face is securing jobs. Immigrants might find jobs, but they have a huge problem moving up the ranks. Employers often prefer work experience within the country itself, and it's not uncommon that immigrant workers get low pay. And with the low pay, it's very hard, if not practically impossible, to pay your rent. And in some extreme cases, this results into taking desperate measures to acquire the money you need.
Jag kunde inte språket, också när jag kom till Sverige. Det var inte lätt att blanda mig i samhället.
One of the biggest issues immigrants face is the language barriers. Without knowing the local language, it's hard to make yourself understood. Doing simple things like buying groceries all of a sudden becomes very challenging.
Kompis gick till två killar och han frågade dem: får vi snacka svenska inte med er? Så bara några meningar. Så de sa till honom: är du invandrare? Ja, nej du är inte invandrare. Invandrarna kan prata svenska, du är en flykting.
Vårt samhälle är uppbyggt på att det finns människor som håller med, alltså att flyktingar ska komma, och människor som inte håller med. Och de flesta ju håller med att flyktingar ska komma. Men jag säger till dem, vi alla människor lika värde. Oavsett om jag kommer från Syrien eller alltså vad är det min religion eller mitt språk eller min bakgrund. Så det är inte så jätteviktigt. Vi alla människor. Vi alla äter och andas och sover. Har inte sådana tankar. Försök liksom utsätta dig i samma situation som vi upplevde i vårt land. Där det är kriget. Där man ser många människor som dör. Så bara försök liksom put yourself in someone else's shoes.